wanted to make sure that we got everybody together here. So as you see, I made an announcement this morning that Austin will go on medical scholarship going forward, and that it's something that he and I discussed quite a bit over the last couple of months after spending really a year, almost a year, observing him, his progress both on and off the court. And it seemed like the right thing to do after a lot of discussion, right? So we're here really to answer any questions that you have, and be very transparent with it, because obviously it's been a tremendous story of grit, confidence, and hard work that I think will continue in the right way. Just right now, he'll be practicing with us on a limited time, maybe reduced to about half the amount of time, and making it mandatory for him still to lift, to continue to work at his body. He'll be in some drills. He will help us as a student assistant. What assignments I'm going to give him, I don't really know right now. But this will allow him to really concentrate and focus on his academics, and service in other ways, community relations. I think that's going to be a great thing for him to represent our program and our brand by speaking with young people all over the country if we can. And then he'll remain every single resource that every benefit that our current players get right now, he will get. Whether it's gear, whether it's his locker, tutoring services, summer school, everything in that regard is exactly the same. So I don't think you can do this at a lot of universities. I believe we have 4 or 5 medical scholarships right now on different teams. I think Austin is the 5th, I believe. So he's actually excited about it, and we entertain any questions that you'd have.
Austin, you talked about how much Coach Beilein has done for you in this program. Was it hard to come to the point where you thought, okay, I won't be on the floor again?
No, it was not hard. Just the fact of the matter is the academics, my academics are the priority for me. And I'm not going to be a pro basketball player, obviously, but I'm going to have to learn and become a pro at something in life. So I'm excited for the opportunity to focus on my studies.
Austin, as you look back at this season, what sort of stands out in terms of memories that you'll take forward from it? Is there any one or two moments in particular that you look back at?
Yeah, the free throws obviously are memories. The versus Coppin State, those are the memories I'll have for the rest of my life. Scoring in the Chrysler Center for representing the University of Michigan, that's something I'll never forget. And just the brotherhood that we formed here with my teammates. And I'll be real brief with you. To be completely honest, I didn't know how I was going to be coming here. Obviously, my role on the court is limited, but all my teammates have really embraced me, and they appreciate all that I can contribute to the team in whatever capacity that is, on the floor, in the locker room, in the classroom, and they're all just great. They're a great group of guys.
Also, we've asked you before about how everything that would happen be a big national event. You get on the court, national story, you make a free throw, national story, and kind of trying to find some normalcy in everything you do. Does this aid you in that, to kind of becoming a normal college student, essentially?
Well, I'll tell you, my goal is not to be normal. I don't want to be average, because I think if you set the goal of being average, you're more than likely you're probably going to end up being average. And I don't want to be average the rest of my life, and I don't want to just be a quote-unquote regular college kid. Obviously, being a student athlete is a tremendous responsibility, a tremendous opportunity as well. And I feel very blessed to be in a position to represent Michigan, whether it be on the court, in the classroom, in the locker room, whatever it may be. I think that I can contribute to this program in any way, whether it be on the court or in the locker room, in the classroom, etc.
Austin, you mentioned some of the things like community relations, more time on academics. With the extra time that you'll have, whether it's 10 hours a week or whatever, what's your hope to get out of that? Do you have a major in mind? What would an ideal year look like for you next year?
Well, if I have more time, I'll probably be able to take more classes, which will be nice. Because obviously, as Coach said, we spend 20 hours a week in this building during the regular season. And say I'll only be here 10 hours. That's 10 hours I'll have to study and learn more. So I'm definitely excited about that, and I'll be able to take more classes and broaden my horizons, if you will, which is explore new fields and find out what really it is that I'm interested in. I want to go into business, but I'm not exactly sure what form of business just yet. And so hopefully, the extra time that this medical scholarship will allow me to pursue a broader scope of study.
John, you said in the release that you're hopeful NCAA allows you guys at some point maybe to, I don't know, put Austin back on the team. Is that possible? How does that work?
Well, that's something that I think is way in the future right now. Our whole thing, I think, is to try to get him where he's really comfortable right now with his role on the team, while he still works at his body. I mean, his body's been through a lot of trauma. So I don't know where that will stand, but that's a decision that'll be made later on.
Would that be something you'd have to ask them about?
Yeah,
Especially?
absolutely.
Just for clarification, with athletic scholarships going to 4-year guaranteed, how do medical scholarships work? Is that something that's renewable, or what is?
I would assume it'd be the same. It would
Okay.
be the same.
I didn't know if that would like change.
Yeah, I can't imagine it being any different.
Right.
That it's still going to be renewed every year for the 4 years. So in his situation, it's 3. We ran into the same thing with Ben Cronin 5 years ago, and he actually was given a 5th year because he was student teaching. So the university couldn't have supported. They supported this 100%. When after Austin and I discussed it, we came to them. It makes a lot of sense.
If you wanted to do something, you said trying to maybe get him back on the floor. If you wanted to make him a walk-on at some point, could he still be on a medical scholarship and do that?
Now the NCAA is going to only allow us to have third. If he had to pay his own way, I haven't thought about that.
Right.
I would assume right now we should just leave it right where it is. That he's going to help us. He'll be in a sport coat and a tie, and I think we're going to find roles for him on the court, off the court, that will really be helpful for us. Because as he goes to practices, it broke my heart this year knowing he was studying had big tests coming up. Yet, with about 10 to 15 minutes of practice he'd be part of, and then when it got really live and really active, that was not a thing he was ready to tackle yet. And so for him to stand around for 2 hours, I think that he could far better serve his time during that time. And we did see this rise in his academics when he did have more time, as long as it's spent on the right things.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Austin, what was your progress this year? I mean, we only saw bits of it, but did you make the progress that you expected physically on the court? I mean, was that from kind of when you arrived last summer?
Absolutely. I would say the biggest strides I made were in the weight room with Coach Sanderson, just in terms of my strength and my coordination, because that's probably the biggest area that I need to improve in, and that's the reason why I'm not able to perform on the court as well as I used to. It's because of just the coordination and things like that. So I would say that I've made more improvements than I even imagined before coming here in that area.
You expect that it's still a continued upward trend in terms physically and in terms of your improvement and stuff, right?
Absolutely. Well, as Coach said, I'll still be able to practice with the team in whatever capacity my studies allow me to. And that's where a lot of the improvement was in practice, putting the time in, playing with guys, the Karis LeVerts and Derek Wallens, although they're injured at this time, playing against my teammates like that really had a great impact on me.
Have you had a chance to talk with any of those teammates since this decision has been made? How they've been?
Oh, yeah, they've all been very supportive, very understanding. I'll tell you this, my teammates, I couldn't have imagined they would have handled this situation any better, or at least accepted me changing my role on the team any better. And they've all been very, very supportive of me in whatever capacity I can contribute to the team. They all appreciate it.
John, I know it's a delicate thing, but where, if at all, did the idea of having a usable athletic scholarship kind of play in this?
I think we went through time when I saw him the first part of the summer, and then as the year went on, we were looking for progress, we were looking for some things, and while he did make progress from where he was, once we got to that point where we were getting academic reports, and I was seeing him every day, I said, something's got to give here, because this is, he's standing around most of every practice, watching film sessions for 45 minutes. And so it began to dawn maybe in January, February, that we really had to look at this. I think it was really important for him to get his goal to get back on the floor again and meet a Michigan uniform, got him to this point. Now I think we have to be realistic. What gets him to the next point of being a doctor, being a lawyer, having a successful education? So we had to sort of reshift the goals, and that's when we sort of talked about it. And I was his sense of relief and his sense of excitement about moving forward was really a key part of this thing. And if the medical scholarship had not been approved, there would be no change. I mean, he'd still be doing what we did this past year. But the Big Ten and the university are good enough to okay all of it, and that's good.
John, you're still recruiting, obviously, for the 2015 calendar. Did you do that with that understanding that you expected this to happen, or were you just doing that in case, this happened?
Like I said, I think I told you guys at the bank, we had a lot of wheels spinning, right? And there's been 6 or 7 spinning. 2 of them were this appeal, and then this waiver, and obviously Kara's coming back. So we had no idea. So you just learned a long time ago that you just got to prepare for everything. And so we tried to, we looked at this scenario, other scenarios, so 2 plates no longer are spinning. There's still several out there.
Anybody have anything else?
Not sure how this would work. If in the future, whether it's next year or in the following years, the last athletic scholarship were to open back up, whether you didn't get an incoming recruit this year, could Austin go back to that role, or is this a done deal?
I would consider everything. We have guys like Andrew Dockage, right, and Sean Lonergan that are paying $65,000 a year to go to school here. So there's a lot of things that would go to that, a decision like that. But I think you've known us enough that we're going to try and do the right thing. Everybody might not agree with it. You got the what's best for Austin, what's best for the Michigan basketball program, and that's a balance that we have to continue to respect. And we think this for both. It benefits Michigan and it benefits Austin dramatically. That he's really going to be able to reach some of his goals.
Austin, was there a point when this resonated with you? Did something happen in practice, or once you scored the point, you said, okay, I'm at peace a little bit? I mean, was there something that said this is okay to go down this path?
I wouldn't say there was a certain moment that I just kind of thought, I've accomplished my goal, I'm here, so now I can just kind of give up, if you will. And not that this medical scholarship is signifying that by any means. But I think, I'm still going to try just to do better. I'm going to continue. I still have goals. I want to be the best I can be. Not really sure what that's going to mean down the road, whether it be in the classroom or on the court. I'm just going to get as good as I can do to the best I can all the time to get better, and we'll see where the road leads.
Like I said, he's going to go see his family, and he's going to come back, be both summer schools and everything. Like I said, he's doing everything that our team will be doing here to the best that he can do it. It's going to really be a great opportunity for him. If any of you watched the video, I'll say it again, that when he came here and we were talking about the NBA and all these things, and that possibilities for anybody, and he stopped me and said, this is not about me going to the NBA, this is about me being a Michigan graduate. And this is it's a great opportunity for him the young man when he was probably being rocked a lullaby, it was the Michigan fight song. And so this is a great opportunity for him now to get a Michigan degree, yet still stay. I can't tell you what an important part and inspiration he will be to this team going forward. That his locker is right there, and he'll be there all 4 years, and one day his nameplate will be up there as someone who wore that jersey, and he'll be involved in all the leadership positions and really be very helpful to this team going forward.
Austin, can you share a little bit about the insight between your relationship with Coach Beilein and how that's evolved this year especially, and kind of what, how interactive he is with you. Obviously, he's got a lot of other things going on.
Absolutely, boy. Coach Beilein and I have become very close, and just a great man. The fact of the matter is, and just such a great man to have in my life, especially after all that I've lost and been through. It's very not that by no means, and Coach Beilein will attest to this. He doesn't. I mean, yeah, he's sort of like a father figure to me, and some of my teammates.
Sometimes on the hard line in this deal, when it comes to some things, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely. We know that well, don't we?
Yeah, we do know that well.
And,
yeah, no, you can't go and do that this weekend.
No.
You have a test coming up.
And by no means is he filling in the place of my father, and by no means is he nor anyone else trying to fill the void of me losing my father. But he's just a great man to have in my life, and really, the fact of the matter is just he's obviously a great coach, and as I've said before, I think he's 10 times the man that he is a coach, and as we all know well, he's obviously a great coach, and so it's really a blessing for me to be in this position at Michigan, and I don't think, from the perspective of my father, I know for a fact that there's nowhere on earth that my father would rather me be than the University of Michigan play for a coach like Coach Beilein.
Hey, Austin, I have a question. Have you ever thought about getting into coaching when you're done? You said business is what you're going to look into. But I mean, you're just talking right there about your relationship. And now you have these 3 years coming up.
I've definitely thought about it. As coach will tell you, I'm sure. It's I mean, obviously Coach Beilein, head coach at the University of Michigan. It looks all great, and but I mean, a lot of people don't realize, and I didn't realize until I got here how much work it is, and what the lifestyle is like, and it's not the lifestyle is not for everyone. And it's been a long road here to be the head coach in Michigan. And so I think I'll definitely give it some thought. But I mean,
I think you'd be a tremendous teacher. That leads into coaching. I just think I love our guys getting an education like I did, and because I think you could mentor and really teach a lot of the youth needs people like Austin around him. But everyone isn't as anxious to be a teacher as we all were back in the '60s and '70s. So that's a consideration, I think, right?
Yeah, no, definitely. We'll just have to see where the road leads.
John, you have obviously 3 sons you've coached for 40 years. But does Austin have kind of a unique place in your life?
Yeah, he does, and with Mrs. Beilein as well, with Kathleen as well. I think he has a great relationship with my sons right now. But this is just to think that I never got to know his mother or his stepmother. I got to know his stepmother a little bit. But I think he's part of our family. Certainly we are not his immediate family, but I think the bond in time is going to grow even stronger. We both share a vacation residence up on Walden Lake, so I would assume that for years and years and years he'll be beating me in golf and then coming over to talk to me about it at a barbecue. So I think we're more than just he's become almost like a son to me, and so that's been a great part of our relationship.